In this video, we would demonstrate how members can make, edit, and cancel court reservations from the website using the Responsive Online Courts module. One of the great features of the Responsive module is that making a booking on a desktop or mobile device works the same way. By default, the Info tab is usually displayed and used by the club to communicate any important information about the courts or other activities that are happening at the club. There are two ways to select a date. You can use the bar across the top and click on the right arrow to choose future dates, or use the left arrow to go back. Or you can click Select Date to display the month. Click on the right arrow to see future months, and the left arrow to go back. Today is July the 10th, and I want to book on July the 27th, so I'm going to click on the 27th. The default court types, booking length, and times to display will now be shown. The court numbers that are available for the court type will be displayed underneath. Note, the maximum number of courts that can be displayed at once is 6. If that particular court type has more court numbers, click on the right arrow to show more, and the left arrow to go back. Click on the court type drop-down to choose the court you would like to make a booking for. Notice that all the court numbers say no available times. The reason this could happen is because your club may have some advanced booking restrictions, such as booking 7 days in advance. Since we chose July the 27th, which is 17 days out, it will not have any available times to book. Click Select Date and choose the date that is closer to this week. Now you can see some court numbers are still not available, but others now have times that you can click and choose from to make your bookings. The booking length drop-down will display times that you can choose from. The booking lengths available would vary depending on the court you have selected. Please note, if the court type has fixed booking lengths, the booking length drop-down will not appear. Let's demonstrate this by clicking on the grass courts. As you can see here, the grass court only allows you to book in 30-minute intervals. Let's switch back to the indoor hard court. Instead of a 1-hour booking, I actually want to book the court for 2 hours today. Times to display is currently set to afternoon. Other choices include only show available, all times, morning, afternoon, and evening. Only show available morning, afternoon, evening will only display times that you can click on to make bookings for, and display bookings that you have made so you can easily access it instead of going to the My Bookings tab. If you switch to the All Times, this will allow you to see the names of other members and when they have booked as well, along with available times that you can still make bookings for. Click on the time that you wish to book. In the top left-hand corner, the countdown timer will be displayed. This is usually set anywhere between 2 to 4 minutes, depending on your club. The date, time, and court number you selected will be displayed. If these are correct, you can continue on the right-hand side, or if it is incorrect, click on the left arrow at the top. If your club has opted to provide rental options, then you will see them here at the bottom on the left, and check to select it. On the right-hand side, you will see the required number of players and the max number of players allowed for this court booking. Since you're logged in, by default, you will be in the Player 1 position. Click Add Member to add another person. Type in the name of the person you wish to find. Anybody with that first or last name will be displayed. Let's click on Stephen Adams. If your club allows guests to be added to a court reservation, the Add Guest button will appear. Click Add Guest. Type in their first name, and if you choose not to type in their last name and click Add, it will turn red. This is indicating that you must fill out this field, so type in their last name. If you do not put in an email address, it will allow you to continue with adding them. The email address is used for the email confirmation to be sent to the guest as well, provided the club has turned on email confirmations. So I don't want to add Bob Jones's email address. I'm just simply going to hit add. TBD, again, if your club allows it, means to be determined. So if they allow it, you can simply hit TBD and you're now holding a spot for another player. In the event the timer runs down to 0, this lock expired pop-up will appear. What you'll need to do now is click back to court sheet so that you can reselect the time to complete your booking. Not to worry, I'm going to show you how to do add buddies and groups shortly, and that will be a quick and easy way for you to choose from a list of names so that in the future you'll be able to make your reservations quick and easily instead of having to type all your members and guest names that you want to add. So let's go back to court sheet and select the 2 p.m. that we started. And I'll just add everything really quickly now. Just added a member. We're going to add a guest. And let's add a TBD. But if there's anybody you don't want, remember you can go ahead and hit the X to get rid of it. So add buddies and groups. Now, buddies and groups have to be pre-created in order for you to access it. So if you have any buddies that you hang out on any day of the week, they can be as individuals that you can select from. Or groups will be people that you hang out on a particular day of the week. So for example, I have a Sunday group which has 2 people in it. Your groups could have 2, 3, 4, as many people as you want in them. So if I want my Sunday group to join me for the court booking that we've selected, then you can go ahead and click on the group name. And now those 2 people have now been added into my player list. If you have any notes, you can go ahead and use the request notes box to type something to the club. If not, you can go ahead and hit book now to complete your reservation. Once you've completed your reservation, the check mark and booking completed will appear. On the left-hand side, it will display the court, the date, the time, your confirmation number, along with the players' names that you added to the reservation. If you had any resources, you'll see that displayed here as well. You have the ability of editing your booking. You can cancel your booking or view in My Bookings. To cancel a booking, it will basically ask if you are sure you want to cancel, so you can say yes, or you can click no to close. You can click View in My Bookings, or you can click at the My Bookings tab found at the very top. My Bookings is going to display any upcoming court bookings that you have, and it will be listed chronologically. So that's why the 12 p.m. booking is showing before the 2 p.m. Once it passed 12 p.m., you will no longer be able to see this booking under the My Bookings tab. The My Bookings tab will also display any bookings that originated by a phone call to the club. So if a staff member made the booking for you, it will also display online in your My Bookings tab. From the My Bookings tab, if you click on the confirmation number or anywhere in this box, you will now be presented with the Edit Booking and Cancel Booking options. When you edit your booking, it looks similar to when you made the original booking, where you can add and remove any members, guests, to be determined players, or even use your buddies and groups. So since I don't really need to update the booking, I'm now going to go to Manage Buddies and Groups. Now keep in mind the Buddies and Groups areas will be empty if you have never set this up before, and it's quite simple to do. All you need to do is either add a buddy, meaning an individual that you hang out on a regular basis, or a group where there's more than one person that you hang out with on a regular basis. So you can see here I have a Saturday group, I have a Sunday group. So let's show you how to create a group by clicking on Create Group button. First thing you're going to do is name your group. So let's just call it Courts and click on Save. Now that we have the Courts group created, you're just going to click here to add people to it. Click Add Members or Guests, and when you click on it, you get to choose member or guest. Let's start off by adding a member. Now you're going to go ahead and type the name of the member you wish to add. And once you find them, click on their name. Are you sure you want to add Stephen Adams to the Courts group? Hit Continue or Cancel. Now Stephen Adams is in the Courts group. Let's add a guest now. So click on Add Member or Guests and Add Guests. Now when you type in your guest name, notice as soon as I start typing, it turns red. It only has a guest name field. If I try to save right now, it won't let me because I need a first name, space, last name. So make sure you add a space and type in the person's last name in this field. The guest email address is optional still. That's only if you want your guests to receive email confirmations, provided your club has turned on email confirmations. When you're done, click Save. Are you sure? Continue. I think that's all I want to add to my Courts group right now, so I can go ahead and click the back arrow. And you can see in the groups, I have 2 people in the Courts area. Now, the Courts are independent for each member. What I mean by that is, just because you added Stephen Adams into your Buddies and Groups area, doesn't mean that when Stephen Adams logs in, he will also see a Courts group. He has no idea that you created one and he's in it. So if Stephen Adams is going to be hanging out with the same people every week for court reservations, he would have to go to his Manage Buddies and Groups tab and do the same thing. And that concludes the Responsive Courts video on how to make a court reservation.